Coinbase says that altcoin season is coming. They're saying as September approaches, the transition to a full scale altcoin season is very, very likely. They're talking about a positive Q3 25 outlook, and it stems from macro trends such as potential Fed rate cuts and expected regulatory advancements. These are two things that we have been talking about for a really, really long time. If you've been listening here to the channel, make sure you guys are subscribed down below. Hit that like button as well. More key themes in the monthly outlook report. I want to take a look at that and see what Coinbase is uh, is basically eyeing here for a couple weeks away from September. But September's a key month, not only because of what's happening on the, you know, macro side of things with rate cuts, regulatory advancements, but also just in traditional cycles within crypto. Usually Q4 usually are our money making quarters, as we like to say. Usually Q2, those are times to accumulate on the dips, whereas Q1, Q4 is usually when we have some really nice gains to talk about. So let's get into some of the specifics here. Take a look at the monthly outlook from Coinbase here. And it's kind of highlighting a bunch of different things. In March, it says we think that markets could potentially find a floor in the first half of 2025, leaving us in position to make new highs later in the year. That market thesis has mostly played out as expected, given the alignment of stronger than expected macro conditions. There was a lot of uncertainty with tariffs, but still is, but it's really hasn't impacted the markets as much as people thought it would. And obviously, there's much clearer crypto regulatory framework right now. One area where our view has definitely evolved is on altcoins, they say, which so far have not gathered significant retail momentum in this cycle, but could be supported by recent tailwinds. But I keep talking about this, quite a bit is the fact that, retail may not come back like they did in 2021. We may not even have to get in that type of environment because the institutions could be the ones pushing altcoins. So our Q3 outlook, they say, remains constructive, though our altcoin season has evolved. We think current market conditions now suggest a potential shift towards a full-scale altcoin season as we approach September. A common definition for altcoin season is when at least 75% of the top 50 altcoins by market cap outperform Bitcoin over the preceding 90 days. Many people have debated whether Fed cuts in September could represent a local top for markets. We don't think so. With significant retail capital sitting on the sidelines in money market funds and other places, we think Fed easing could unlock greater retail participation in the medium term. Focus on ETH, the divergence between a largely subdued altcoin season index versus 50% growth in the total altcoin market cap since early July largely reflects the increasing institutional interest in Ethereum, not only just from ETFs, traditional ETFs, but also from treasury companies. This has been supported by demand from digital assets, treasuries, and the growing narrative around stablecoins and the tokenization of RWAs. Tokens like Arbitrum, Athena, Lido, Optimism all traded a higher beta to daily ETH returns, though it does seem only Lido has benefited from the recent ETH rally. Of course, we got the fact that liquid staking wouldn't be deemed a security, and I think that's huge news on that front. But enter altcoin season. Bitcoin's market dominance has declined from 65% in May to approximately 59% here in August, signaling the early stages of capital rotation into altcoins. CoinMarketCap's altcoin season index currently sitting in the low 40s right now, well below the 75 threshold by which they historically define alt season at. And if we take a look at this right now on that altcoin season index over on CoinMarketCap currently. But then we get into a couple other, oh shoot, where did my tab go here? Let's see. We'll open another one. Let's see, I lost my tab. Okay, so it says here, altcoin open interest dominance ratio has spiked. Their constructive outlook is based on both the macro as well as participation of major regulatory advancements. Notably, around 7.2 trillion is currently sitting in U.S. money market funds, the highest amount on record. Cash balances declined by 150 billion in April, which we think enabled stronger crypto and risk asset performance in subsequent months. Curiously, however, cash balances have picked up by over 200 billion since June, which is at odds with the crypto appreciation we've seen over the same time period. So, all in all, there are emerging signs of crypto liquidity recovery. ETH beta plays are going to be crucial to watch. We address there, as well as I think a lot of the other smart contract platforms behind Ethereum. But again, a heavy focus right now on the RWA protocols is where I'm leaning. Outside of top heavy Ethereum and ETH beta plays, I'm looking at Chainlink, Stellar, HBAR, AVAX, Ondo, Algorand, XRP right at the top of this list as well. So those are kind of the areas that I'm honed in on right now for altcoin season. But Coinbase says get ready for September. Crypto could be getting ready to explode here in Q4. I know you guys are here for it. I'm here for it. That's for sure. And you guys definitely want to stay in the know, stay on top of things. Check out my newsletter. There's a link down below to that. If you want to build more wealth in crypto, definitely download the free newsletter. Name and email is all we need. We only use that to send you guys free information a couple times a week, and highly encourage you guys. Link down below at the top of the description. And if you guys really want to take your game to the next level, XT Algo is our trading software where you'll know and get alerted on which altcoins are getting ready to move. For $1 a day, you can get started with xtalgo.com.